Alright lads, this is Luke from Arching Woods here. Oh lads. Alright chaps, this is Luke from Arching Woods here, and today I want to talk to you about Grail watches and birthday watches. And sometimes they match together. And this is a really cool SEIKO too. Just reject. So, wristwatch check is actually the watch we're gonna talk about today. It's a 1987 SEIKO diver watch with a Pepsi bezel and a hell of a lot of patina. Like, it's in a good way. So with birthday watches, it's kind of an interesting one for me because 1987 is the year of my birth, when this watch was put together, and I was just kind of thinking, why does this piece of machinery getting put together in a land far away in Japan really make a difference to me when I was making my grand entrance over in Barking? I don't know, but it kind of does. I was looking at it and for some reason it just does have an appeal to it. I mean, what was going on in Japan whilst I was popping out all those years ago? It makes you think. But also, I think really diving into it, pun, no, not a pun person, but really thinking about it and considering why it's important to us. For me personally, I think it's more that it just reminds me of my childhood rather than the year I was born. Like, I didn't even have the motor functions to sit up straight, so why would I care about that year in particular? So really when I look at it, I just think, yeah, it's more about my childhood, and delving into it a bit deeper with this watch, especially SEIKO being made in Japan. I mean, my childhood was basically made by Nintendo. My first memories was a Christmas opening up the first NES. The second memory is the SNES opening up another Christmas, fighting with my brother to who gets the playing time. Then my brother moved over to PlayStation, just thinking he's such a traitor, and just putting my full loyalty to Nintendo. I've since moved on, but deep down, Mario. And even to the point where my sort of formative years when I was growing up, I think about sort of like independence and moving out and travel. That came from Street Fighter and the levels on that. The Onsen one for E-Honda. That I want to go to one of them, and I've never been. I've managed to get to Thailand, and when I was outside the sort of Lying Buddha thing, I was like, this is where it happened. This is where I think Sagat was fighting. Even though there's lots of them. And yeah, all around the world. Dal City, I want to go to India. It makes me just think all in basic Street Fighter. But beyond my deterioration mentally, it means a lot about freedom, and it was something when you're a child you don't really have, but you can have freedom through Nintendo. That's kind of what I like to think about when I look at this watch, and I just think of birthday watches in general. I'm sure other people have other meanings to it. I'm sure I'm probably thinking about it a bit too deeply. It wasn't just Nintendo that Japan wheeled out. It was the Walkman, Pokemon, Japanese whiskey. There's a lot of good stuff. I'm just going to be one of those guys. I mean, I'm that close to getting a kimono. Why am I still single? Anyway, so why am I selling it? Basically, that's where the Grail part of this comes in. You see, my Grail watch is a Rolex GMT Pepsi, and it's a Pepsi that's hopefully going to look a hell of a lot like this one, all bashed up and patinaed and lived in. Do you remember when you're younger and you wear a jacket indoors and your nan says, take it off, you won't feel the benefit when you go outside? I kind of feel like selling it is testament to that. I mean, I want it for the benefit. I mean, therapy is probably a cheaper option, especially considering what we've talked about already. But maybe the money from this can go towards the Grail. Who knows? We'll get there eventually. So this is now in the store for £240. If you use the code blow on my cartridge, that's blow on my cartridge, it'll be £200, which I think is great value for a watch like this. It's such a cool watch. It's a timeless watch. I mean, it's been going 34 years already. It keeps time well. I'm sure it'll go a hell of a lot longer. And maybe it's your Grail, or maybe it's someone you know's Grail, or maybe it's someone else's Grail. Any questions, hit us up. It's hello@archingwoods.co.uk or @archingwoods on all the socials. Cheers.